So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about iPads in the early childhood classroom and why it is important to have them. Obviously, technology is an emerging trend in all classrooms across the board and everywhere we go. So it's important that our young children start to acknowledge these things and use these at a young age. Although it is a very controversial topic in early childhood for different reasons, I do believe that the pros definitely outweigh the cons when it comes to iPads in the classrooms. iPads allow for children to kind of level out in their classrooms. They help them bring in a hands-on technique that is not there if the iPads are not available to them. It also allows for them to start getting hand-eye coordination. It helps them pay attention and follow directions. There's all kinds of apps that you can bring into the classrooms that will help with color mixing, which is science, and math, which is identifying numbers, and letters, identifying those things. It is definitely a universal tool to help start beginning writing in the classrooms. In my classroom, I know we use different techniques for uppercase and lowercase to trace them. We get stylists for the kids to use them. It also brings out a creativity in the kids that they could not definitely use that they not typically get used to using paper and pens and things like that. Obviously, technology is ever important in our society, and this helps them prepare for society and going into elementary education, because right now, as young as kindergartners get iPads addressed to them, and they're allowed to use them throughout the day. So it's important that our early childhood learners know how to use them before going into school. We also think that iPads are a great way of learning to share and utilize time properly. We use iPads in our classrooms as a group rotation. So children have to learn that every day is not their iPad day. Every day they have to rotate into the centers. It is used for different things throughout the day and throughout the week in the classroom. So it definitely teaches sharing and things like that. We also use iPads as a partner technique. So one day you can be a driver, which means you actually get to touch the iPad and use it, and one day you can be a passenger, which means you're just there to help. And then they switch out. It helps partnering, it helps sharing, it helps understanding that not every day you get to do what you want to do. Obviously, technology can be a very important and a very exciting thing for young kids, but we definitely use them in the classroom to utilize and understand that it's not always what we want to do. We can use them in other ways as well. iPads also allow for us to communicate with parents in a different level. They're allowed to log into some of the apps that we use, and they can use them at home as well. So this brings in a home-to-school connection that is not there typically for early childhood learners and things of that nature. It is definitely important in our setting that we use them to communicate. Our kids know when they get good points, they go to their mothers and their fathers, and they can learn about that, and they get excited about their iPad updates to their parents. And when they go, we also use iPads in our classrooms to take pictures and to communicate to our parents who may be at work for the day and not get to see their kids as much as they want to. So definitely a plus as far as that goes. iPads also help children who may not necessarily be on the same level or may be a little bit behind the curve to kind of level up and be in the same boat as the rest of them. It definitely helps special education to kind of further them. That's why I feel like iPads are so important in the classroom to able to help them. And when utilized correctly, it is definitely a great asset to the classroom.